the best era of NBA basketball was when?
The 80s, when Magic, Bird, and Jordan came into the league and took the league to worldwide prominence. So the 80s and 90s, the Jordan and Bird era. Now the other guys have come along and done well for the NBA too. Guys, Kobe, and
Braun.
LeBron, of course. But I think when Magic, Bird, and Jordan were at the height of their powers, that was the best.
Greatest team, and if it's your team, no one's going to argue with you. Greatest team you've ever seen in the NBA? Was it your Showtime era? Was it the Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors? Was it the Shaq and Kobe? Greatest team that you've ever seen?
The Durant Warriors teams.
Really?
The teams that won the 2 titles, nobody's going to beat them. I was in the Michael Cooper Hall of Fame weekend induction in Springfield, and we had dinner all together, and Magic and Coop, Byron, James Worthy, Bob McAdoo, Stu Lance. Who else was there? Who else was at the table? They were all yelling at me, attacking me because they heard me say that publicly. So we were all having a huge discussion about that. So it was like 6 of them, 7 of them against me, saying that my Showtime Lakers, Magic Showtime Lakers, would have beat that Warriors team because the Warriors team didn't have anybody to really match
who
up.
stops Kareem?
Well, Kareem was obviously was still very, very good at that time, and he would have been tough. But the other matchups, I said the Warriors seemed to have the advantage or is equal, and plus they shot the ball so well that I don't see anybody could stop him. So to me, the Kevin Durant Warriors, those 2 years he was there, I was there. I watched every playoff game. Obviously, I watched every game on TV too. I've never seen a team that well balanced on both ends of the floor.
Well, I mean,
I've ever seen.
Michael, I mean, let's put this in perspective. The Warriors had already won an NBA championship without him. They were already basically becoming the class of the NBA. And if I told you who are the top 3 players in the NBA, Kevin Durant was one of them, wherever you want to put him, and he leaves the Oklahoma City Thunder and goes to the Golden State Warriors, it was checkmate in the NBA.
That would have been like the Showtime Lakers signing Larry Bird. That's what basically that move was like.
Let me. I know this is a complete hypothetical. Let's say KD did not leave the Golden State Warriors, and I'd actually be curious your thoughts on this. You think he has
Six in a row. They'd have won 6 in a row if they'd stayed healthy, and he wouldn't have left. Simple as that. I saw how good they were. And obviously, in 19, KD got hurt and Clay got hurt. Mm-hmm. I always tell Clay and tell anybody, if they could have stayed healthy over 6, 7 years together, they would have matched what Michael Jordan did easily. Nobody was going to compete with that team.
What's crazy about the injuries against the Raptors, and listen, that's part of the game, right? That's just, it happens. But KD gets injured. I think actually, if just Clay is still available, they probably beat Toronto.
Yeah.
And go from there. I know there's no way to get into his mind. You think Kevin Durant has any regrets of leaving that? One of the reasons why he signed with the Golden State Warriors was he can just play basketball. There's a beauty to the game. And it looks like he was watching from afar the way the Warriors play. The ball's always moving. You're kind of making that extra pass. And KD just wanted to play, in his eyes or in his vision, play that style of basketball. You think he has any regrets? I mean, if you think about his career since he left and some of the different teams that he's been on, or do you feel like, no, he kind of got his 2 and wanted to move on after that?
Yeah, he has to have regrets that he left because, I know he got hurt, but he was going to come back, and he has come back, and he's still Kevin Durant. He has to have thought. He went to Brooklyn to team up with Kyrie. Didn't work out. He's in Phoenix. Hasn't worked out. Maybe it'll work out this year because Phoenix is good this year. But he has to sit down his quiet, reflective times and think, man, if I would have stayed, how many championships we could have had? Yeah, I got 2, but maybe I'll have 4 by now. So, yeah, I can't. I mean, it was the perfect situation. It was the perfect basketball team. I still can't understand why. I know him and Draymond Green had that very public row on the sideline, and that offended him, and he didn't like it. Obviously, I don't blame him for that. But man, I don't understand. I still don't understand why he had to leave and go try to win someplace else where when you were had found the perfect situation. I just It's like finding the perfect wife, and you figure, there's got to be somebody else out there better.
Mm.
You dump her. That's weird.